Hello traders and investors, welcome to the Trend Trader channel. So in this chart we are looking at the chart of Thungela. We know that Thungela Resources will be paying a dividend on the 26th of September 2022. So now the stock is trading ex-dividend, meaning that the people that have purchased the shares recently might not qualify to receive the dividend. But it's not just about the ex-dividend date, it's also about the record date. So you can buy the share after the ex-dividend date. If your name is on the record book on the record day, you might qualify for the dividend. Even if you sell before the ex-dividend date, if your name is not there in the record date, then you might not qualify for the dividend. But that is not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to take you through the chart of Thungela. One thing that you need to pay attention to is that Thungela has printed a large bearish candle. If you look previously, here we saw a pullback. We are looking at the weekly chart there. We are looking at the weekly time frame. When we looked at the previous pullbacks, the pullbacks were there. Some lasted longer than others, but with the previous pullbacks, we never experienced that big sell-off there. Even when Thungela paid a dividend in the past, there wasn't a big sell-off there. So at this moment, this is something that you need to take into consideration. You can flag that it's possible that the share price can continue to decline. That is not to say that the share price is going to continue to decline. Another thing that you need to pay attention to is the size of this bearish candle. If you see the previous average volume there, it was a bit lower, but this volume now that you see, it is above that average volume that we've seen in the past days, especially during the time when the share price was moving up. So whenever we see an above normal volume there, whether it's bullish or bearish, if we're looking at a breakout, we want to see a big bullish candle. If we see a breakdown, well, the candle there, it's not that we need to see a large bearish candle, but if the bearish candle is there, that is another sign that there's potential weakness that is coming in future. In the previous videos that we did, when we were looking at the different indicators that you can use on TradingView, one indicator that we haven't spoke about is average true range. So this indicator here is the ATR. What it does, it measures the volatility. In this case, the volatility is described as the change in share price. So if we look at these previous periods where the share price, the range in share price was tight, we see that the ATR was low. As soon as the candle started to become a bit bigger, then we saw that the ATR, it started to increase a bit. Now we see here that the candle, the one that just printed recently, is the biggest candle. Then when you look at the price or the size of ATR, it is now the change is about 40 rand per share. The unit of the ATR are the same unit of the share price. So in this case, you can see the default value is 37.64, which is the reading of the ATR, meaning that the share price now is volatile by 37 rand 64 cent. So these are some of the things that we need to pay attention to. So the dividend obviously is coming on Monday. So depending on how the price is going to perform, the levels that you want to pay attention to is this support level here, this previous support level. So we want to see how the share price is going to behave coming to this level. The price can potentially come to this 275 rand per share and then bounce up there. So then that would be a nice confirmation. But since we are seeing that these candles are a bit large, I wouldn't be quick to jump and buy a dip if a dip happens here somewhere around 275. I want to buy Thungela as soon as it trades above this level. This is like about 375 or so, which was the previous high price there. So you see the price there is about 377. So I will only wait and see and consider buying Thungela if Thungela starts to trade above 375 rand per share, because that will be a confirmation that the upper trend is being confirmed. But as long as Thungela is trading below 375, I wouldn't look to buy. This is different for those people who are already shareholders, but this is just for me to talking about when I can consider buying more of Thungela shares. Okay, so that is the one potential scenario that Thungela share price can come back and retest this level here, somewhere around 275. The same thing that we said with Sibanye. If the share price it comes back to the support level, it fails to find support, then it can break below this level, then maybe there might be a bounce back. If it doesn't break above that price, then we can see the continuation on that short side. In this case, it means that there will be a bearish continuation. As soon as the share price starts to trade below these levels, then that is when we turn fully bearish on the stock, because anything then it becomes possible. It doesn't matter what we think of the price of coal. You see, between 275 and 225, that is an area that we want to pay attention to. Obviously below 275 we won't have a position, and below 225 we won't have a position. Once again, the best case scenario is that the share price that comes back to 275, it finds support, it bounces on its way up there. Those that are interested in buying a dip can consider buying a dip at this level, but for people that want confirmation that the uptrend is continuing, it's better to wait until the share price it crosses above 375. So that's the beauty of technical analysis. There are a couple of things that we can see from the chart, and then we can plan how we're going to do our trades. We don't just buy companies because we love those companies or because those companies have performed well in our portfolio. Every buy and sell decision needs to come from the chart. We need to look at the price action and see how the price behaves. So that's it for today. If you found value in this video, please consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed, and please smash that like button. If you have any questions or comment, make sure that you leave them in the comment section.